Hey kids, you're listening to a couple of annoyed grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast.
It was hopeless, I knew from the start. Her hair was blue as my heart. Her husband was fat and not very smart. So I'm writing this song to tell you it's wrong to love an elephant's wife. It's wrong, baby.
That's right, we're the podcast that explores the animated sitcom The Simpsons from seasons 12 and beyond, and the newest episodes when they air. Why do we do it like that? Well, an entity known as the Wheel of Random has trapped us and forced us to watch a show in such a manner. Plus, there's plenty of other Simpsons podcasts out there that explore the quote-unquote golden age, that being seasons 1 through 10, and we already talked about season 11. And I say we because I'm one annoyed grunt boy named Steve, and with me, as always, is the other annoyed grunt boy,
Craig.
Hello, Craig. How are we doing this week?
We are doing wonderful, Steve. I don't know, were you in Anaheim this weekend for the big Disney D23 convention?
Well, I feel like we're many things on this podcast, but mostly we're informational. And so, of course, we were live on the scene reporting.
Yeah, so if you don't know what D23 is, well, I don't know why I'm doing an accent.
D23.
D23, it's Disney has like their own, it's almost like their own Comic-Con, it's their own like, it's really funny. It's just them shelling out their own shit and people paying to go see giant commercials, essentially is what we're seeing. You know, they do like, here's the new cast of the X-Men, that's what they announced, and here's, you know, coming attractions to the parks, upgrades, new movies, TV shows, that sort of thing. And of course, since Disney owns Matt Groening's creation known as The Simpsons, they had a little Simpsons panel, and we learned some new things. We learned about the Treehouse of Horror this year. A couple segments, like there's going to be a claymation one that's reminiscent of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Fun.
There's a Freaky Friday one and a Pet Cemetery one. So looking forward to that, which is, again, after this is the 38th season. So after 37 Treehouse of Horrors, we haven't had a Freaky Friday or a Pet Cemetery.
That's surprising to me, yeah.
So always looking forward to Treehouse of Horror. And then also heard some video game news that Matt Groening said that we might get a Simpsons Hit and Run remaster. And people would be excited about that.
I think that's really cool. I wonder if it's going to be on like PlayStation or maybe the Switch 2.
As long as it's not like a mobile game, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I agree.
But the biggest news, Steve, is we have a title for The Simpsons movie Part 2.
Yes, the new one.
Yeah. It's just called The New Simpsons Movie. It's a funny joke, but I feel like it's... The Spaceballs sequel already did this joke of the new Spaceballs movie is called Spaceballs the New One.
Yeah, and I feel like it also, like, not unlike rappers in the 90s, it instantly dates it, because if there's... I don't know if there's going to be a third Simpsons movie, but... when it's no longer the new movie, the title doesn't make any sense. It's like when like a rapper being like, here we are in like 1992, fresh in the year, and then 1993 comes out and you never want to hear that song again.
Right.
But we do get some footage.
Well, you know, we saw the footage from someone's cell phone taping it, and they showed a rough,
like an
animatic of a scene, which probably feels like it's early on in the movie, maybe the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels that way. And it's Lenny, Carl, and Homer at a baseball game. And it seems like the baseball player hits a home run, that ball is going to be worth a lot of money. It's like if Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani has like a record game ball, like home run ball. And if you get that, you're going to be like a millionaire because you have like the most expensive sports memorabilia thing.
Right.
And so it's a fun sequence that shows like Homer trying to get the ball and like going through like so many various obstacles.
Mm-hmm. He goes through the stadium. He goes through the bathroom where we see Jacques hanging hog at the urinal.
Is that the hog we're going to see in this movie? Not Bart's. We're going to see Jacques.
I hope so. Sacre bleu. That's BLEW.
With the implication that Jacques is in there as a background, does that mean we're going to get Albert Brooks in this movie? We have to get Albert Brooks.
Oh, I would imagine so, yeah. But yeah, then he goes through the skyboxes. He surfs on Squeaky Voice Teen on a sea of nacho cheese. And then it goes to Moe's, which is really interesting because, one, we get a little tribute to Larry. He's at the bar and they almost take him over. But we also see Nelson's dad at the bar, which makes me think that he's probably going to have a part in this too, because it's weird that they'd point him out.
Yeah.
Also, I do think it's interesting that in the game, they're playing against the Dodgers. They're playing against the LA Dodgers. Like, that's interesting to me that the Isotopes are playing against the real-life LA Dodgers, because they go to the stadium and it's the Dodgers. I don't know, just to...
So maybe that is a Shohei Ohtani ball that he's trying to catch.
It very well could be.
Yeah, I didn't see that it was the Dodgers. I wasn't paying attention that much, I guess. That is funny. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got like Shohei Ohtani to do a guest voice. I mean,
yeah.
Arguably, he's like the biggest star. Right? The two names that even people don't watch baseball, people know who Shohei Ohtani is, and then maybe like Aaron Judge are like the two big names in baseball right now.
Right. So that's really interesting. And then they end up at the Duff Brewery where Homer and the ball go through the whole processing plant and then fly in the air, and then they land back into the stadium. And just as Homer is about to get the ball into his grasp, it rolls off and Bart picks it up like it's nothing. I'm curious to see how this ties into the larger plot of the movie. I do think it's funny. I read some Reddit commenters about how poor the animation looks because people don't understand animation.
They think this is the final product? No.
I saw multiple comments be like, I'm excited for the movie and all, but it looks like shit. Like, come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a very epic piece, and the part when Bart gets it at the end, I mean, we watched it, people laughed in the in the audience there, but I can't wait to see this in theaters, that people haven't seen the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that laugh that Bart is the one that gets it. So I thought that was really funny. I'm stoked for this, and I think I read that the city gets destroyed again, or Springfield. Yeah, so Homer destroys Springfield again is the plot. So I wonder if they're just like doing the same movie but like reboot. I don't know. I'm very curious what their whole intention of this film is.
I think you're probably right. Like, I feel like that is kind of like the course of action to take when you do another movie from a franchise, is you kind of just basically, you don't redo the movie, but you kind of hit a lot of the same notes. And, you know, I think The Simpsons ruining Springfield is a fun device, so I think it could work.
And like you said, it was nice that we got nods of like Larry. So of course we're going to be there day 6 when it's in theaters, just because.
Yeah, we have lives, kind of.
Yeah. I think we will have to. Is it summer of next year or the winter?
I believe it's mid-September of next year.
Oh, okay. So when the new season, the new season will probably start, and then the movie will be out?
I would imagine the movie will come out, and then the new season will come out in like October. So
it'll probably be like a Treehouse of Horror that follows up as the
I would
season
imagine.
premiere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to be holding hands when we go watch it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Like Kane and Kodos themselves. Before we look into the future, let's look to the past, all the way back to May 7th, 2017. Craig, what was the #1 movie in the box office?
I'm going to assume I was there this weekend, and it was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Ah, yes, with Chris Pratt himself.
That's right. Voice of a generation. I mean, the voice of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, with Chris Pratt, he doesn't really go around and, brag about how he's like the voice of every cartoon character or in a big franchise Marvel, or that he's married to a Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he's real chill about everything.
Slash Kennedy.
And what a good name that is proven to be in these recent years. Can't go wrong with a Kennedy. He's not a braggart, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm just glad he never got together with one of my celebrity crushes, Anna, and had her last name changed if they got married. And
Yeah.
and, one of my favorite basketball players.
Oh yeah, I'd say one of my crushes from old Hollywood, Hedy Lamarr.
Oh, there you go. But you said Lamar. You're not supposed to say that.
Oh shit!
Steve, what was the number one song of the hot Billboard of the day?
It was "Humble" by Kendrick Lamar. And when I saw her face, I was like one of those monkeys, Davy Jones, the rest. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't think of anything else, not even a fire-breathing mythical beast.
Steve, what was the hot rock alternative of that week?
Why, it was "Believer" by Imagine Dragons, which I don't believe is a cover, but I want it to be. And one thing about Hedy Lamarr that I really liked was her ass.
Her pussy and back?
Yes.
Wait. And the artist, I don't know how to word this, Steve, but I understand you're talking about Hedy Lamarr, but I'm talking about the artist. The artist's brother, Mike,
Yeah.
was just like Hedy Lamarr. Now, this one's hard, Steve. You see where I'm trying to go with this. What was the hot country song?
It was "Body Like a Back Road" by Sam, not Mike, Hunt.
Body Like a Back Road.
I love it when my wife decides to listen to any of the podcasts when I'm recording, and she hears "a body like a back road" and gives me the most confused look.
Like, we don't play songs on here anymore because we get kicked off. Our podcast gets kicked off of Spotify and other platforms, mostly Spotify. I really want to know what that song is. Body Like a Back Road.
What does that mean?
Like, when I think of back roads, they're usually like narrow and gravelly.
Oh, okay. My wife is explaining. It means that it's curvy because back roads are curvy, not because they're full of dirt and rocks. And they're unpaved. Damn, girl, you're unfinished.
And there's usually not like state patrols aren't monitoring the back roads.
Right.
So you won't get pulled over.
Right.
For the Body Like a Back Road.
Right. You can...
But also, a back road is a great place to take your 15-year-old child to practice driving.
Yeah. You can take your child to try out the Body Like a Back Road.
All right.
Craig.
Steve, I really want to be here on this conversation with just making fun of this song, but I know we need to not be at this one song.
That's right. You say you only hear what I want to, and I want to hear the number one dance and electric song, which is "Stay" by Zed and Alessa Clara. I don't know how to do puns on their names.
No. Alessa Clara explains it all? I don't know.
Yeah.
As Zed's dead? Pulp Fiction.
That's right. All right, but today we're not talking about Pulp Fiction. We're talking about Moho House, the 21st episode of the 28th season, in which, while Homer and Marge work on their marriage, Mr. Burns and a man named Nigel hold a secret bet on whether Nigel can break the couple apart. All right, let's give it a watch. We'll be right back.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be.
And we're back. Today we're talking about Moho House, the 21st episode of the 28th season. It is episode 617 in the show's run. It originally aired on May 7th, 2017. Your nerd code is SABF19. It was written by Jeff Martin, directed by Matthew Nastuk, and your showrunner is Al Jean.
All right, Steve, out of 392 episodes that we have done this podcast, I didn't think I would be saying this after 392. Jeff Martin, this is the first episode that we've ever reviewed by the writer Jeff Martin. So he was actually one of the original writing staff members from seasons 1 all the way to season 5. And a lot of those people that were on that staff, they left after the 95 or 1993 season, so season 5. And he came from the Harvard Lampoon, and he also worked on other TV shows like Listen Up, Baby Blues, and of course one that we are excited to review, Homeboys in Outer Space, eventually in the future for
Absolutely.
our Patreon listeners. I'll just bring up that he has a wife and 2 daughters. And the reason why I brought that up is I'll get that in a second.
Okay.
So he wrote 10 episodes of the Golden Age, which of course is our season 1 through 10. And Steve, I'm going to list the titles and you just say either banger or no banger. Okay. So first episode did was from season 2, episode 6, Dead Putting Society.
Banger. It's slept on, but it's a banger.
Oh brother, where art thou?
Banger.
3 Men and a Comic Book.
Come on. Banger.
He wrote on Treehouse of Horror 2.
Banger.
I Married Marge from season 3.
Banger.
The Otto Show.
It's fucking Spinal Tap. Banger.
A Streetcar Named Marge.
Made me think that was actually a musical. Banger.
Lisa the Beauty Queen.
Come on, made me want to smoke Laramie cigarettes. Banger.
Lisa's First Word.
Saxophone. Banger.
And finally, from season 5, episode 1, Homer's Barbershop Quartet.
Come on, it's absolutely a banger. We are in for a treat, no doubt about it.
And then he came back after like 20 years to write 4 more episodes. And the first one he came back was season 27, episode 18, How Lisa Got Her Marge Back, which we have yet to review. Then this one, Moho House. And then he wrote I'm Just a Girl Who Can't Say Doe in season 30 with one of his daughters, Jenna. And then in season 32, episode 14, he wrote Yokel Hero with his other daughter, Samantha. So that's why I brought up his children.
That's very interesting.
And we didn't start doing the new seasons until like season 33, so that's why we never got to him, and the Wheel of Random never dropped on an episode. So I'm excited to already know that those 10 episodes that he wrote are bangers. So here we are doing the Jeff Martin post Golden Age. So this is exciting to see what has been stewing in his writing head for 20 years.
It's also just, like you say, absolutely amazing that we've been doing this for nearly 400 episodes and we found a writer that we have not hit upon yet who has written so many episodes. So this is monumental.
Yeah, we haven't even reviewed one of his episodes for a Patreon when we do the Golden Age. So out of those lists, though, of the 10, what is your favorite of those?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think for me, it's a toss-up. It's a tough choice. Streetcar Named Marge is a great one, but I think Homer's Barbershop Quartet, maybe?
That is, yeah. I asked you, but of course I'm also stumped.
And then, of course, you also have to throw in 3 Men and a Comic Book.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite of like seasons 1 through 2. If we're talking about the first 2 seasons, there's something about 3 Men and a Comic Book that it's such a kid's story, and someone who at that age was like collecting comic books. So it just rang true. You know, I had friends that I would trade comic books with. So yeah, but I mean, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I think the Auto Show, just because it's Spinal Tap. There's Spinal Tap is in it.
And whether or not this is embarrassing to say, I don't know, but it was my introduction to Spinal Tap, so that's also huge.
Oh yeah, duh, me too. I'm too young to understand that was a movie and that those were actors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, come on, Lisa the Beauty Queen, Streetcar might be my favorite. That's too hard. It's too hard to say. All right, let's just get on with the show, Steve.
All right, well, we'll begin with a couch gag, this is also a rare thing because it goes straight to the couch gag. And the Simpsons are shown as chia pets on a plant display cart instead of the couch. And someone off-screen waters them, and the grass in each of the family grows. However, only Homer's sideburns and beard succeed to grow, and then his 2 hairs go straight up, and then eventually bend down, where they're supposed to be. And this is also funny because in real life, there have been Simpsons chia pets of Bart, Marge, and Homer, as well as Homer going through the hedges.
No Lisa or Maggie?
Not that my research could find. I think they couldn't figure out where the head stopped and the hair began.
Yeah, it would look kind of weird, wouldn't it?
Some of the other ones do, too. I don't think I've ever owned a chia pet.
I do remember when I was younger, there used to be like an ongoing gag gift.
Ooh.
I think like someone gave, my parents a chia pet for Christmas, like actually legit, like, oh, I thought this would be fun. And then my mom was like, this is dumb. I don't want this. And so it just stayed in a box. And then it became like a joke in our family where we would wrap it and give it as another present.
That's great.
But to the point as when I was a little kid who liked presents and then getting a build-up like, oh, Craig, you have one more present. And I'm like, I do. And then getting it and just feeling that disappointment. Because I was probably only like 9 or 10. You're just like, at that prime like Christmas age of getting Christmas presents, we're like,
and like, especially if they hold it off to the end, like you look at that box, like, is that a Game Boy? Is that, like it could be like a small electronics thing. Oh,
yeah. Because you remember like in a Christmas Story where like Ralphie they open all the presents, and then the dad's like, well, how was your Christmas, Ralphie? He's like, it's fine. Got good gifts? Yeah. All right. Wait, what's that over there? And he gets his BB gun, and that's like that thing happens as a kid, because it did happen to me as a kid, because one time Christmas, it was like, well, all the presents are gone. The one thing I wanted was an electric guitar. Probably, I'm not joking, because of the auto show, because Bart got a guitar, and I wanted a guitar too.
Of course.
And so the last thing, my dad was like, oh, you know what? I think there's something. I'll be right back. And then, of course, it was, because you don't, obviously wrapping an electric guitar.
Right.
It's going to be pretty obvious. So, yeah. So that Chia Pet, that just pissed me off. But so you've never had a Chia Pet then?
No, but I think it's funny how, like, at the time, chia seeds were considered, like, trash. And now they're, like, very popular in, like, smoothies and, like, health food.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like kale, how, like, Pizza Hut was the number one buyer of kale up until, like, 2008, just because they used it for dressing, not dressing, but for, like, for their salad bars, just to, like, decorate. They used just to make them look more green. And then people actually started eating kale for health reasons, and now it's kale as we know it.
I feel like the kale boom isn't as popular as it used to be.
I think kale went bust, yeah.
Like, I remember I would always get, like, 2 things of kale to make the kale chips.
Ooh, yeah.
In, the oven. But all that effort for, like, because they shrink down so much, and, like, you finish them in, like, 3 bites. You're like, well, that was pointless. I'm still hungry.
Should have had fries.
I should have just got potato chips. Something
Yeah.
good. Oh, yeah. It was jarring when the episode just started with the Chia Pet heads. I know we're on this for a little bit, but, like, did you, like, rewind your
Absolutely.
your Disney Plus? I did, too. I'm like, oh, I missed it.
And then, like, I checked, like, the Simpsons wikis to see if, like, in the original airing, if there was something, like, an intro that was cut off for some reason. But nope, this is it.
Yeah, this made you do extra work that you didn't need to do. So you should be mad at this episode because of that.
That's why I'm mad at this one.
But we do get to see the iconic Simpsons logo and song, because the episode begins, as it always does, on a sleepy night in Springfield, where the tire fire offers its warm glow, and the Duff Blimp uses the flames to toast a marshmallow. So, though things appear to be peaceful, Mo narrates that a storm is brewing for one family. And then, like I said, that iconic chorus singing The Simpsons, and Mo shares the fun fact that all the singers that sing that song are dead. Oh.
That's bleak.
This sets the tone for the episode, because this episode is kind of bleak.
Kind of nothing. This is a bummer of an episode, I'm just going to tell you.
Yes, okay, it's not... Kind of is not the right word. It is bleak. You're right.
As the barkeeper tells us to enjoy the show, we cut to the dining room of 742 Evergreen Terrace, where Marge and the kids grow impatient for Homer to come home so they can have dinner as a family. Over the speakerphone, Homer says that he's only 20 minutes away, and before he can make a peace offering to forgive his tardiness, Marge throws a pork chop at the landline.
So swerving down the street, Homer hits Flanders' mailbox into the dining room, then yells to his neighbor that he'll need a replacement. And after Maggie climbs out of the mailbox, she adds to the pile of smashed house decor, including several other mailboxes and a doormat that says Maud's Little Acre, and 2 signs, one saying Casa de Ned and the other that says It's Always Sunday Somewhere. So did Homer have Maggie with him?
Or did the mailbox trap her? Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. So when it crashed in, it nearly killed the baby.
Yeah, and nobody really seems concerned, including Maggie.
You can't kill a Maggie.
It's true. So Homer walks into the house humming, wearing a tiny green St. Patrick's Day hat. He offers Marge a bouquet of flowers, which she believes comes from a gas station. But Homer corrects Marge, saying that the flowers actually come from a supermarket that happens to sell gas.
Isn't that where you get your flowers? Because that's where I would get my flowers. Our local Kroger. It sells gas, and I get my flowers there.
And, I've done that. Honestly, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And other local grocery stores also have pretty decent bouquets.
Yeah, your Safeways.
Mm-hmm. Your New Seasons here.
It's Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's probably. Yeah, they have flowers.
They do, actually. They have really good flowers. In fact, when I lived near one, I'd buy some quite often. But now
Grocery outlet?
They have expired flowers. Flowers that you can't get anywhere.
But they're still edible. It's okay.
Yeah, they're okay. Luckily now I have cats, so I don't have to buy flowers. So sniffing him, Marge asked if Homer was at Moe's. He was at the bar, celebrating the Irish and their hallmarks, the Blarney Stone, Antil's Ashes, and Centuries of Troubles. Marge points out that it's not actually St. Patrick's Day. Homer argues that the price of green hats is way higher on the actual holiday.
I mean, he makes sense, right?
He's very economical in this episode, I will say.
I've purchased things after, like Halloween candy, always get it on November 1st.
Yeah, Easter candy, buy it the Monday after.
Yeah. Christmas, celebrated in July.
Mm-hmm.
So though Homer thought Marge would be pleased with his thriftiness, like Steve and I are, Marge is upset that he ruined Sunday dinner for cheap hats. So after taking a deep breath, Marge tells him to forget it. And Homer is surprised, but Marge walks away defeated, saying, "Thanks for the flowers," adding that they were probably nice at some point, but now they are wilting. It's nice that Marge keeps a vase on a table right there just for when she gets flowers. An empty vase. So Homer wonders if the flowers work as some sort of a metaphor, but Marge doesn't reply. The next day at work, Homer shares his troubles with his pals over some drunken donuts when Monty walks in with a guest.
Oh, I thought you'd be furious, but nothing. She was as aloof as Steve Martin.
Ah!
Ahoy, hoy! This is Sector 7G. We're, what does go on here?
Mostly we decide which of us should be on the lookout for you.
Which was supposed to be you, Lenny.
Goo-goo-goo!
Yes, well, this is Nigel, an old boarding school chum, and this Piccadilly Circus walk-up is his wife.
I have to go, love. I've got to pick up a lip tint at the chemist's.
Farewell, darling. You take the sun with you.
You never told me about her.
Well, you never told me about your handsome young man.
Who? Smithers? He just works here.
Smithers, I see you're one of those truly devoted people who make one forget love is an illusion.
I'm just a man who enjoys his job.
So that is Michael York playing Nigel. This is the fifth time we've talked about Michael York on the show. He usually plays Lionel Budgie, and he also played Mason Fairbanks. But with this episode, we've actually covered all of his episodes. So, well done, Michael York. Until we cover the Austin Powers films, you're good.
I'm sad. I like hearing his voice. I like how he has the aged voice. Yeah, speaking of Austin Powers, is he coming back? Do you think he'll come back for the new films?
Perhaps, yeah. I think he should. Yeah.
He's still with us, right? He's probably in his
I think he's like 84.
All right, yeah. Look, if we can have an 84-year-old president, we can have an 84-year-old Basil Exposition in the Austin Powers movies.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he looks fine.
Okay, good.
Also, one quibble I have is as they're walking, you see the nuclear power plant's daycare center, and it's the thing where they put on the gloves to be on the other side of the glass, and it's cute enough, but I wonder if they're getting too much mileage out of sticking the gloves so you're on the other side of the window and handle like radioactive material. Like I feel like they've leaned on that a little bit.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, is that daycare center doesn't have radiation, so that's why they play with the kids, or?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You're right, because it's like, let's just do this, and like it doesn't serve a purpose. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a quick sight gag, and it's like not the most offensive thing, but I don't know. Also, his wife, every time she leaves the room, she does something with her clothes. So like there, she pulled on a string, and a face screen went over her face, and it goes on. It's a running gag. It's kind of cute.
Is it a reference to anything, or?
I don't think so. Like most of this episode, I don't think it's referencing anything.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. So Smithers gives Burns his pill by wrapping it in a slice of American cheese. and then double checks that Monty didn't just swallow the cheese. But since the pill is still on Burns' tongue, Waylon rubs his boss's throat to get him to swallow. It's a fun sentence. Nigel is impressed with Smithers' devotion, adding that his wife is in love with her tennis coach, Ronaldo. Nigel may be cynical, but Burns believes in true love, like the first time he saw a prophet. He recalls the fond memory, looking at a heart locket with his picture on one side and a photo of an accounts ledger in the other.
I never had a dog, but I mean, when I was a kid, but as an adult, never had a dog. But I know that's the trick to get dogs to swallow a pill, and for Steve to swallow a pill or any food. We just wrap something in American cheese and you eat it.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be food. Just wrap something up and I'll stick it in my mouth. And I swallow.
When is the actual last time you ate a slice of cold American cheese?
Honestly, about 3 days ago.
Okay.
When I was giving my cat some medicine.
Oh, you did with your cat?
Yeah. We usually have to give him like a shot. An oral shot, which is pretty easy, but we were out of it, so we have pills instead, and like we had to like I literally did what he just did. I had to like rub his throat and get him to swallow, and while I was doing it, I ate a piece of cheese too. I like American cheese in the house for burgers.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if I'm making grilled cheese, I like to do that and like a fancier cheese for flavor. Like that's good for meltiness.
I like the here's a free plug.
You're right.
Everyone always goes for like the Kraft American cheese singles. Don't get Sargento American cheese slices. They are 100% better than Kraft.
You have told me this, and I tried it, and you are completely right. I am a changed man.
I usually just do like, if it had like Kraft, I do like one slice of cheese, one patty, one cheese. But now I do like the 2 slices of Sargento cheese on my burgers. I'm like, it's really good. So I've even because we are so used to our local cheeses like our Tillamook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to get like Sargento cheeses. I'm starting to like that brand.
I think Tillamook is not as good as we want it to be.
I agree.
I think it's like, I don't know if it's like gone downhill. For ice cream, it's a really good economical choice because usually their big tubs are the same price as like a pint. And it's decent, but like their cheese is just fine.
I think you're right. Yeah, the cheese, it's fine. I think we have to promote our state's cheese.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sargento, or even like, I don't know. I don't really buy cheese at like the cheese counter. I know that's probably better. And
sure.
I'm not really a cheese person.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've even said before, like, is it okay if I admit that Parmesan cheese is my favorite cheese?
That's fine.
Because it is. I like Parmesan.
It's a good cheese.
I get like a nice, I do get like a nice pricey Parmesan wedge.
Oh yeah.
And then I just like always grate it over whatever I'm eating. I don't care what it is. I'm doing that.
And pro tip, take that rind, throw it into a pasta sauce or like a soup.
Yeah.
And it really adds a lot of flavor. I
take them and then I take a discarded deodorant tube and I put it in there and I just rub the rind on my armpits. And so I can smell like feet.
Yes.
Like Parmesan cheese.
Exactly. Perfect.
And all the Italians just come to me like,
Mamma mia.
Yo, you smell so good. Let me eat you.
Oh, that's a spicy Craig ball.
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Those are the spicy Craig balls.
All right, so back to our episode. So Marge walks into Homer's workstation with a huge picnic basket, causing Lenny to say, "That's our cue." So taking the cue, Carl leaves, then reminds Lenny that when he says that's our cue, it's their cue to leave. And this makes Lenny realize that he probably looked like a complete ass on several different occasions.
So as Marge tells Homer, their marriage is currently on E, but they still have a little more gas left in the tank. Since Homer does his best work on the brink of doom, he joins Marge for lunch in an effort to break out of their rut. Homer excitedly says that he has a big appetite, and after a moment of thought, he adds that he's hungry for Marge, not food. Marge moans in delight, and Homer admits to himself that it was his nose that had that good idea.
Knowing that Marge is looking for actual change, Homer proves his commitment by eating a carrot. So Marge moans again, and they kiss. Homer pulling the baby carrot out of his nose when Marge's eyes are closed. But meanwhile, in the executive offices of Springfield Nuclear Power Plant, Burns and Nigel watch the couple on the CCTV, which leads to a wager. And later that night in this clip, Homer's good intentions are thwarted.
Sir, do you need help with that teabag?
No, I can talk to Nigel by myself. Nigel, you were wrong about the Crimean War, and you're wrong now. Love can endure.
Oh, I could dissolve that union as easily as the tea dissolves this sugar.
Smithers, did you see him heft that sugar cube?
Did I?
Monty, I can break up that couple, and I'd wager $5 million on it.
Dollars or pounds?
Pounds.
Sterling or flesh?
Sterling this time.
Oh, that money is as good as mine. Look at them spooning.
Excuse me there, Simpson. May I buy you a drink?
Thanks, Alfred, but my marriage is in a very unusual condition. Good. And I want to get home.
Now, I'm an old friend of your boss's, and if you turn me down, it will not go down favorably.
Will it go down unfavorably?
It may.
I like Homer calling him Alfred.
I think any old English man, you could probably call Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. There's a couple innuendos in this episode that's pretty funny when, at the beginning, when Smithers like, do you need help with that tea bag? When he's like getting tea. He's like, no, I can talk to Nigel just fine.
Also, I like that he's vaguely sexually fluid, Nigel. The way that he refers to Smithers, like, I don't know, I like it.
Well, and how, when we see the end, but yeah, like, I think he just keeps his, like, young, hot wife who's banging the tennis instructor.
Mm-hmm.
God, we should have just been tennis instructors, Steve. They bang a lot of rich guys' wives.
It's true.
All we have to do is be one lesson ahead of the person when we play tennis.
Brilliant.
That's how that works, right?
I think so, yeah. I just worried I'd be like that guy in that episode of Seinfeld who was like, thought he was good at tennis, but bad at tennis. I just remember that guy.
God, I haven't seen that episode in a long time.
Yeah, I don't even remember the whole plot of it. I just remember him getting really upset.
Yeah.
So as Homer follows Nigel, he gets a text from Marge that reads, waiting for you. That's the number 4 and the letter U, followed by 3 kissy face emojis. Nigel tells Homer that he's not allowed to text his wife, so Homer responds with 3 emojis of his own, a Union Jack, a mug of beer, and a double-decker bus, meaning that he's drinking with an English guy. Marge, in a sexy nightgown, is confused by Homer's response and hopes that he's just around the corner.
It was a pretty risque nightgown they put on the on the network TV. Yeah, reminded me of the famous issue of Playboy where Marge was in a see-through nightgown.
Yeah, I wonder if she made that from her Chanel dress.
Did we ever review the Playboy magazine on this podcast?
I know we've discussed it, but I don't think we've actually reviewed it page by page.
I think I've always asked, like, did actually Matt Groening draw those? Because it was like tasteful. Like, there wasn't like,
no,
right? I don't remember the images, but I think I just remember there was like, yeah, the little nightie and it was like see-through and you saw like nipple.
Mm-hmm.
But did Matt Groening draw that?
He probably did.
I would think you'd want Matt Groening to draw that. It's weird, like, hey, Matt, draw a naked picture for your characters.
I mean, is it weirder for him to draw it or for somebody else to draw it and then to like be like, here's the Simpsons?
Would you rather have me draw you naked or your wife?
I'd rather you draw me naked. I don't want you drawing my wife naked.
Sure, that's what I meant.
Okay.
I think the Union Jack, a mug of beer, and double-decker bus, it makes sense. Maybe not you don't need the double-decker bus. It's pretty common at a beer, Union Jack. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the double-decker bus confuses it because I'm like, oh, we're also getting double-decker tacos.
I keep thinking double-decker tacos and like, God, I really want a double-decker taco right now. I don't know why.
Really good.
But not from England.
No, I don't want their tacos. They'd have the wrong kind of beans and be like gray.
Mexican food in England would scare me, I think, because I don't think they know how to do it there.
No, I remember an infamous episode of The Great British Bake Off that was incredibly problematic, but they were spicy foods because it had like chili pepper. Like not like even I and my pale ass would be like, that's not spicy at all, but they were like freaking out about how spicy somebody's recipe was when it was like salt.
Even though like we aren't Mexican, I feel like we can just move to London and open a Mexican restaurant, but like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the Tex-Mex American style, like white person in Wisconsin taco night type of Mexican food, and we would be big.
Oh, yeah. If we opened up a white people taco stand.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Brilliant.
Steve, do you want to move to London with me then?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Okay. You drive.
Okay.
I'm going to take a nap.
It'll be fine. If I'm a bad driver here, if I'm on the other side, it'll be better.
Well, taking a look out of the bedroom window, Marge sees Disco Stew busting a move with a lady nice enough to rotate a mirrored disco ball. Next, she sees Chief Wiggum come home, presenting Sarah with an evidence box full of various jewels. And next door, Ned Flanders offers harps to both his deceased lovers, Maud and Edna. So finally, Marge looks to her own driveway, where an oil spot sits where Homer's car should be. I like these little side jokes where if you look out the window, you see whatever you need to see.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you turn on the TV. I am confused about what Marge is seeing with Ned. Like,
so she sees ghosts too?
Exactly. Like, I could maybe see that Ned sees the ghosts of his dead wives, and then maybe Marge just sees him holding out 2 harps. I don't know. It's interesting. Or maybe Marge sees dead people.
Haley Joe Osment better sue her ass.
That's right. Meanwhile, over at Moe's, Nigel shares a body tale involving a hot tub, a Ringo Starr, and Princess Margaret, and himself. Homer politely tells Dr. Dolittle that he enjoys the stories, but really needs to get home. As he pours his beer leftovers into a tinfoil swan, Homer tells Nigel that he knocked up Marge right after high school. Lenny becomes emotional hearing that tale yet again, and grabs a bar rag to wipe away a tear. And Moe becomes very upset since Lenny is using his talking bar rag, who we met a few episodes ago. Nigel points out that Marge is the only woman Homer's ever been with, adding the analogy that Homer thumped one melon and left satisfied, though everyone knows that Homer would never shop in the produce section. Nigel continues his strange simile, asking if there may have been other melons that were perhaps bigger, smaller, or even more interesting.
I was kind of happy we got a reference to Moe's rag in this, and it's the for me when I watch him, like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like pointing at the TV. Like,
well, I know that.
They said that, like, even though like that was a silly episode, it was fun that they kind of brought it up again, and like,
yeah,
it's an ongoing thing.
I like the continuity. Yeah, that's good.
I feel like this is Jeff was like, watched that episode and was like, God, I have to reference that stupid rag just because I thought it was dumb.
Back when I was writing, we'd never let that shit fly.
Yeah. So Homer thinks back to women he could have had, such as a stick figure lady he drew in the 5th grade with very big circular breasts who never forgot him, or Mrs. Butterworth, voiced by Valerie Harper.
Our second Harper in a row.
Who likes a man who pours her on everything. So despite thinking of those 2 sexy examples, Homer declares that he needs to go home to his wife before imagining the stick figure family that could have been. Do you think when Homer drives behind like a family's minivan with the stick figures, he gets horny?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, acknowledging Homer's love of Marge, Nigel rethinks his plan to win the bet here in this clip.
I fear my seed landed on barren soil.
Ah, yeah, he's crazy about that Midge. Yeah, she's got it all. Hair that goes on forever.
Mo, I always wondered something. Who are you talking about when you say Midge?
Why, Marge, of course.
What the... Wait till Midge hears about this!
This might be worked from another angle. So, Mo, you find Homer's wife attractive?
Yeah, she barely knows I exist, which is the only thing I got going for me.
Well, how would you like me to set you up in a more elegant establishment?
More elegant than this? Ah! This may just be the bunk on the head talking, but sure.
Before the roof fell on Moe's bar does look pretty nice. Like, the bottles are organized, there's shot glasses organized.
Yeah.
Everything in the cabinets is organized. It looks clean.
I don't know. He's got various types of champagne on the bar. Like, there's different brands of champagne. He's got lots of top shelf stuff. He's got rum, gin, tequila. It's a really well-organized bar that is actually pretty good, especially since most people just drink beer.
Yeah, there's like an ongoing joke that like he doesn't really make drinks and stuff like that, except for the Flamey Mo.
Of course.
Do you think Nigel would like a Flamey Mo right now?
I think he would. Also, I think it's interesting that they acknowledge that Mo always calls Marge Midge.
I just like the punch that Homer does. Just walks out.
Just, yeah, almost instinctual. Just like, oh, yeah.
And like, no one gets mad.
No.
Like, Mo's not mad.
It's like, yeah, I had that coming.
Like, you know, if you do that to like a bartender in real life, you'd be in jail by now.
Oh, yeah. And you'd be 86 for the bar forever.
Yeah. Although, there's a bar in Portland called the Yamhill Pub, which is the diviest of dive bars, but in a sort of like, I don't think it really is. I think you can find like real actual dive bars that people don't actually go to. That's the kind of bar you would go punch. But I feel like Yamhill Pub, you might be able to punch the bartender and still come back.
Oh, yeah. I think that the bartender would not remember that because he himself is probably drunk or on other substances.
We went to the Yamhill a couple times.
I remember specifically going there before going to see Die Hard 4.
And then after Die Hard 4.
Yes. And then I don't remember much.
Yeah. Cheap beer.
Bad bathroom.
What is the situation with the food there? I forget. Because OLCC, Oregon law is like you have to, in bars, you have to offer hot food. I'm assuming it was probably just like frozen burritos, maybe?
Yeah. One way that a lot of divey bars will get out of that, they will have like either, like you say, frozen burritos or Hot Pockets.
Oh, right. I think it's Hot Pockets.
Yeah, just like the cheapest microwavable thing that you can imagine that is basically, chemically speaking, food.
And if someone actually orders it, the bartender will give you shit.
Oh, yeah. They
not
do
like
not
literal
want to.
Shit, but they don't want to do it. Like they have to have it there by law, but it's like, it's when you go in there, you don't order anything.
Right. It's kind of understood.
Yeah. I remember I went to one like divey bar. It was I forget what it was called, but it used to be by the soccer stadium now, but it was back when it was just baseball. And it was another situation, dive bar, sports bar, but not really known for its food. And I remember like, yeah, I'll get something to eat. And it was like Wendy's famous cheese bread. I remember the name. All it was a slice of like white bread, Wonder Bread, with a slice of American cheese and olives on it.
Oh, God.
Like canned black olives. And it was like $3. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why the fuck did I order this? Because it was like before a baseball game I was going to.
Right.
And I ended up just getting that for like a quick snack, even though I knew I was probably going in there to get like a hot dog and peanuts. Never again. But then like that bar like got turned over. It was called the Bullpen. I think it is still.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
The Cheerful Tourist. And then they actually got an actual kitchen. But yeah. Memories.
Bars. So running into the bedroom, Homer apologizes to Marge for being so late. And she notices 2 Mylar balloons in his hand, one that says sorry, and the other that says congratulations, graduate. After explaining that there was a 2-for-1 sale on balloons, again, being thrifty, Homer tries to offer another explanation as to why he was so late, but Marge does not want to hear it. She just has to accept that Homer is never going to change. Homer begs her not to give up on him, saying that he is capable of change, like how he lost his hair and got fat. And Marge just tells him good night and then goes to bed.
So Homer is fast asleep snoring while Marge sits in a bed next to him sobbing. And the night goes on, and Homer continues to sleep, tossing and turning, unaware that Marge is spending the whole night crying. Nearly 12 hours later, Homer wakes up refreshed, asking Marge how her night was, and Marge, who spent the whole evening weeping into tissues, replies, "The usual." Was this like the most depressing scene you've watched in, I don't know, ever?
Yeah, like, oh man, this bummed me out.
Yeah.
I just, it hurts. Like, just to watch it, and just like, yeah, this is like one of the saddest moments that we've covered, I think, on the show, and also just in media. Like, it's just really, it's just such a bummer.
And imagine, like, there had to be, like, a couple that watches The Simpsons, and then the night this aired, whenever they watched it, like, had a fight and were arguing. And you know what? Let's just relax, calm down. We'll just watch something funny. We're going to watch The Simpsons. And they watch this episode because it's new.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already, like, they're on a pause on their argument. And then this episode airs. I'd be like, fuck you, Simpsons.
Oh, man, yeah. Like, we're a Family Guy family now. Oh, wait, we're not even a family anymore. Ugh. Yeah, this is just like, this is rough. So, moving along. In the kitchen at breakfast the next morning, Homer asks Marge how she'd like to spend her Saturday. And Marge replies, nothing! As she reads her issue of Numb Housewife magazine, featuring a woman with her head in the oven on the cover, and an ad for Between the Buses vodka on the back. That's right, Between the Buses vodka, the 3 o'clock solution. That's great.
We went from, like, the saddest thing to the funniest thing, but it's also depressing funny.
Yeah, it's also super bleak. Between the Buses vodka is just so good and sad. But just then, Ned pops in with an offer for how Homer could spend his weekend.
Hey, Homer, I got an extra ticket for the ball game. Box seats.
He'll take it.
Marge, no. Flanders ruins baseball. He adds the word Lord to the end of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Take me out to the ball game, Lord. Take me out with the crowd, Lord.
Buy us some water and that's just fine.
All I drink is communion wine, for it's pray, pray, pray to our Jesus.
If we don't win, it's his will.
'Cause he's 1, 2, 3 gods in one at the baseball church.
As someone who frequents baseball games, I will have to memorize that to sing it during the 7th inning stretch.
I think it's pretty good.
The animation, too, of the light, the sun shining down on Ned and the kids, so well done.
Yeah, and I really like mixing in the Holy Trinity with the bases.
Yeah. I almost want to make that my, like, wallpaper on my computer because it looks so pretty.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice. So is Jesus... Wait, okay. Holy Ghost is third base because you get to touch hole.
All the holes.
Right. Kissing is innocent, and that should be for a kid, so that's Jesus. And then the father is second base because dads like boobs. It's dumb.
So it's really the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I think so.
Because isn't it Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit in when you say it?
Yeah, I mean, when you say it. I say it however I want.
So the following day, Homer calls Marge to say that he's near Moe's, but he can easily come home, adding that he hasn't even fed the parking meter yet. Hearing this, Chief Wiggum goes to write a ticket, but absentmindedly drops a coin in the meter. So around the corner, Homer sees that Moe's isn't open, and Barney looks into the tavern, thinking that now he can finally finish his novel, if only he hadn't left it inside. We then see the first draft of Barney's work, Of Time and the Liver, sitting in the vacant tavern.
I kind of think there could have been a joke where, and they kind of did it, where you think that I can finish my novel like I'm going to finish the book that I'm reading, but it's actually the book that he's writing. I don't know. But I think, I don't know, it's kind of clunky. I think that they did it fine, so I'm not going to...
Yeah, I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah, it doesn't need a punch-up. I think it's fine.
The Chief Wiggum bit with the coin in the meter, I think it sucks these days now, because you used to be able to, like, you know, if you had extra time when you left, like, hopefully the other person that comes park there, they get like extra couple minutes. Now with, like, Parking Kitty and the apps, you can't just, like, donate your extra hours or extra minutes to other drivers.
It's true. Yeah, it is very sad. You can't be a good citizen anymore.
I was thinking that the other day, like, I had to pay for parking. I'm like, why can't I just, like, transfer the money that I spent to another parking spot in another zone? I think it's because, like, certain zones are different prices, but, like, hey, I still got 20 minutes in this spot, but I need to go over there. Can I just have transferred, like, the money that I spent to this other zone? I don't think you could do that on Parking Kitty.
I don't think so.
It's, you know, these parking meters, it's gambling. I'm illegally gambling because I'm losing money.
That's true, yeah. I remember in the 90s and early 2000s, there are people who'd be arrested, but, like, I remember seeing on like a current affair or like some infotainment news show where people would dress up like clowns or like fairies and like feed meters just as a random act of goodness, and then they would get like arrested for like messing with people's parking because it's technically illegal, and that's like, what a bummer. Yeah, let people do good deeds.
Right. And the parking, like, I should be able to like, okay, I still have half an hour on this meter. I should be able to, on my app, say end session. I don't think you can. So then they don't charge you for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should at least be able to pay it forward. Like, that would be a nice thing. It'd be good for society.
I don't think you can end the session. Maybe you can. Well, if you can't, I'm going to take this legislation to the floor, Steve.
You have my vote.
All right.
So Mo pulls up in a convertible saying it's the same old Mo, but then adds that he's the Mo 2.0, a whole new him, complete with one of those gizmos that everyone is using these days. You know, a toothbrush. The bar is closed because Mo has been set up in a high-end establishment backed by a well-heeled backer. And you should see those heels. The establishment is Moho House, a vaguely British invitation-only club where you're sure to see celebrities who don't want to be seen. The high-end skyscraper bar, built on top of the birthplace of Jebediah Springfield, is of course inspired by the real-life posh British club Soho House. And here I do have a quibble, is because they built it on top of Jebediah Springfield's birthplace, but I don't think Jebediah Springfield's birthplace would be in Springfield, because he founded Springfield. Even if it was Hans Sprungfeld, all the same, he's not from the town of Springfield.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Here's one argument that I could say, is that maybe they were so proud of the legend of Jebediah Springfield that they moved his cabin that he grew up in to Springfield proper, and it was like a monument, meme, built over it.
Or they could have even just, instead of saying birthplace, be like Jebediah's house. That's all.
That would work. Yeah, that's a much easier solution. I like it.
Where he lived. Or even like a funnier joke. It could have been birthplace of Bumblebee Man. I don't know.
That's
or Hans Moleman. How about that?
That is 100% better. That is really funny. Yeah, just a random. Yeah, I like that. Birthplace of Hans Moleman.
Okay, what's the better joke? Birthplace of Hans Moleman, Disco Stew, Duff Man.
Ooh. Those are three very good candidates. I think Disco Stew takes it for me.
I mean, it's good because if it was Duff Man, no one likes Duff Man. So
yeah.
Or because the town is proud of. Or Armin Tanzarian. There we go.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Well, that's a better punch-up, Steve. The one that I made.
Yeah, I like it. No, you're right.
So Kent Brockman reports his going to the fancy club, but don't tell anyone, as he'll be rubbing elbows with such celebs as Tony Bennett, Elton John, Sideshow Bob, Boo Barella, Paul McCartney, and even Itchy.
Ooh!
Because of the habit, Mo jumps out of the shadows to scare his guest, but then politely converses with the elites, including Mayor Quimby and his latest arm candy. So he happily greets Bumblebee Man, but doesn't allow Mr. Movie star Rainier Wolfcastle in, since his last movie was a dud. Wolfcastle admits that the trailer revealed too much, like the fact that the film was awful. So I'm confused, like, of Itchy. Like, it's not a person in a costume, it's just, so Itchy's real?
I don't know. I was thinking about that too. It's like, is it a guy in an Itchy suit just representing the concept of Itchy and Scratchy, or is it actually Itchy? And if he is, what does that mean? Because he's huge.
Yeah.
He's like 4 feet tall.
I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah, no.
I just think it's very funny. And like, I know that's the joke of like, wait, huh?
I mean, they were on like Springfield Squares, so.
That's true. I guess it's like when you like watch Family Guy, like Brian is a fully functional talking dog, yet when they have like other dogs on the show, they're just dogs that don't talk.
The Goofy paradox.
And then like Brian like sleeps with human women all the time.
Doggy style, of course. Yes, that is weird. So on the way to Moho House, Marge looks in the car's vanity mirror, all dolled up, saying that she deserves to have a good time. The heck with Homer. We then zoom out to see that she's actually sitting next to Homer, who is driving. He pulls down his own vanity mirror to reveal Lenny in the back seat, who really appreciates the ride. So after they drop off Lenny, Marge tells Homer that she doesn't feel that he's taking their marital issues seriously enough.
While the server on the Segway brings a bottle of bubbly to Elton John and Itchy, Nigel tells Monty that he is stacking the odds in his fare, creating a sexy environment to break up Homer and Marge. Burns, much like Huey Lewis, still believes in the power of love, but when Marge and Homer arrive, they immediately part ways. Homer readies himself to have fun on his own, just as a woman invites him to spill his drink on her as an excuse for conversation. And Homer asks to eat the cherry first, saying, "It may take a moment," since he asks for extra cherries. He then whisper yells that they don't charge for extra cherries. And if that's the case, I mean, I like the idea of just a cup full of maraschino cherries.
It'd be fun to walk around with those and pop one in your mouth. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Tie the stems with your tongue. Yeah. Although I usually just eat the stems.
Sure.
At some point. I don't eat the stems.
But when you poop them out, they're tied. It's a knot. It's very impressive.
So while Homer manages to get the women's hair caught in his watch, Nigel and Monty raise stakes here in this clip.
Monty, what say we make this wager something meaningful?
Like what?
How about my entire fortune against your boy Friday?
Smithers.
Sir, I don't...
I can't possibly lose. You're on.
Mr. Burns, you can't use me as a gambling chip.
Check your contract.
I'll be darned.
It also says I'm permitted to mold your hair into whimsical shapes. Smithers, want a cracker?
Gotta get a better lawyer. Oh, those fingers.
The chimp yes, the clown no.
Don't tell me. It's because I'm Jewish.
No, it's because you're a has-been nobody likes, all right?
Please tell me it's because I'm Jewish.
Mo, good to see you.
Oh, good to see you, Midge. Boy, who knew you'd look so great in a strapless dress?
Well, thank you.
Methinks I see my opportunity.
Why are you telling me?
I always considered us friends.
So the end there when he's breaking the fourth wall, you think, and just talking to Sideshow Mel. That's pretty good. I like that joke.
I do, yeah. I like the idea of Mel and Mo hanging out. I don't know what they do, but it should be fun. Also, to further confuse the Itchy and Scratchy thing, it's funny that Mo considers Krusty to be washed up, but Itchy is a star. Because Itchy is on the Krusty show.
I always think of it more like Itchy and Scratchy are their own properties because, you know, when we were kids, we had our own...
Like Ramblin' Rod.
Yeah, his name was Ramblin' Rod, and so he would show, like, old Popeye cartoons, and I don't know if he ever showed Tom and Jerry cartoons, but they might have.
I feel like they could have, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. Like, yeah, Itchy and Scratchy exists in its own studio format, but just... It's the format is they watch it through the Krusty show.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
And did Marge get a haircut, or is it just? I'm trying to like decide if you just took that hair, would it and put it up? Yeah, I think you could get that volume back up.
I think so. Because I think she's adding some waves to it to add texture. So yeah, I don't think she got a haircut. She got her hair down. I do think it's funny that Mo is impressed by how good she looks in a strapless dress.
Yes. She always wears a strapless.
But she does look good. I like her hair. I like her different colored pearls. She's looking good, Marge.
Yeah. Purple dress and everything. Great.
Yeah. Mo offers Marge a drink provided by his young hip bartender Brant, who offers beers with crazy names like Hopalong Cassidy and Michelob. Marge tells Mo that she and Homer are spending a little less time together, leading Mo to think that this night where he opened up a fancy new bar may have just gotten interesting.
So taking Marge over to the piano, Mo asks the man behind the keys, Stogie, for a little moon glow. He opens a curtain to reveal a new moon, but that's not what Mo had in mind. Stogie then assumes Mo was referring to the drug, but he actually wanted to hear the song. So Marge is touched when she hears her favorite song, and Mo recalls a night 7 years back when she walked in and played it on the jukebox.
Very sweet of Mo. I mean, we can talk about how Mo's a creep, but I think that's a very sweet sentiment that she played a song on the jukebox 7 years ago, and here he is, like, he remembered. I think it's a sweet sentiment.
No, he's just a crazy stalker, Steve.
Okay, you're right. After asking Marge to dance, Mo shares that he actually dances quite often, but no one sees it behind the bar. He then busts a move, moving his legs wildly, while his upper half stays perfectly still. Marge agrees to cavort with Mo, leading Nigel to ask if Smithers can start on Monday, since he believes that he's sure to win the bet. But Waylon feels that you'll never stop the Simpsons. Marge remarks that it's nice to be able to put her arms completely around her dance partner. Smithers begins to worry about working for a man that he's not in love with.
Smithers rushes to Homer, demanding that he patch things up with Marge at once. And Homer isn't worried, since he's more concerned with the fact that he ordered 36 wings and has only seen 35.
Oof.
So Smithers hands a gift to Homer, saying that it was originally supposed to be for his mother's birthday, but now he wants Homer to give it to Marge.
On the other side of the bar, Marge sees Mo in a whole new light. She rests her head on his shoulder, leading him to think that she's waving him in like a third base coach. Feeling a pang of guilt, Mo tells Marge that he needs to step away to stick plastic ribbons onto toothpicks, and then Marge gets a drink from Brant and assesses her situation.
If Mo can change, why can't my husband?
Well, seems to me the reason your husband won't change is because he knows he's got a great thing with you. If he suddenly treated you different, that should worry you. I mean, duh, I guess. You know? Duh?
Hey, Marge.
Homie.
I got you something.
Oh!
What's the...
That's not from you.
Can't you at least open it so I can find out what it is? Marge! I got the best gift I ever got you in my life!
Oh.
Okay, that's not great.
And why, if you were trying to be close, would you spend the whole evening away from me?
Hey, you've taken me off the market since I was 18, which I immediately regret saying. Look, I'm on my knees. Why aren't you forgiving me?
Again, this is just a bummer of a moment where Homer makes an effort and it's like, it just makes her cry because why would he make an effort? And for the listener, the gift was a pair of earrings for Smithers' mother on her 80th birthday.
81st.
81st, thank you. And I feel like there could have been a plot line in an episode where Burns dates Smithers' mom. Of course, Smithers gets jealous. And then I happen to think more, and if Rodney Dangerfield were still alive, Smithers could date Larry Burns and to try and get back at Burns. And I think that would be a fun, little plot line.
But Larry Burns has a wife and kid, remember?
Right, and he's also not gay.
Yeah. I actually want to see your episode of Smithers' mom dating Burns.
Yeah, that's a bit more serious, but I think it would be really interesting because they're both elderly folks and they probably have a lot in common, and maybe somewhere in the Freudian whatever, maybe Waylon sees a little bit of Burns in his mom or vice versa, and of course it would be really upsetting for him, and I don't know, I think it'd be a fun episode.
I agree. I think that would be a fun episode. I want you to write it.
All right.
Wait, do you want me to help?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think I need your help. So,
all right, we'll write it later this afternoon.
Sounds good.
And then our listeners can animate it for us.
Yes. If every one of you just draws one cell, we'll have 3 seconds of animation.
I was gonna say we'd have 2 cells.
Yeah.
So Marge storms out of the bedroom with Homer falling behind on his knees, despite knee stepping on a hairbrush, alphabet blocks, and a dog toy. Homer keeps telling Marge, passing Bart and Lisa, who are playing checkers in Lisa's room. So he then goes to them, hoping that they haven't lost respect for their old man. Bart responds that he can't lose something they don't have, which Homer appreciates.
I love that joke. I hope I don't lose your respect. And you respond I couldn't possibly respect you any less. Ah, thank you. So Bart, that's the one line that Bart has in the episode, and Lisa has none.
I don't think Jeff likes Yeardley Smith. That's why she doesn't have a line.
Oof. I did research that she got paid for the episode, so that's something.
Oof. That's good. She had to do hair and makeup, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Bart then tosses a handful of thumbtacks into the hallway, making Homer's journey a little bit more difficult.
On the top floor of the Moho house, Stokey notices something wrong with his boss man. Mo says that when you finally get a chance at something that you've always wanted, you start to ask if you truly wanted it. Stogie feels that's really more of a white person problem, the first that Mo has ever had. Stogie then plays a song that may or may not describe Mo's situation perfectly.
So as Stogie plays on, Mo notices a cactus that is roughly Marge's height and coloring. The song ends with Stogie saying that it's wrong to love an elephant's wife, and Mo looks out the window just in time to see that darn three-eyed raven fly by in the rain. So Mo feels that Marge needs to be loved in the same way Barney loved the old bar. Down at the original Mo's, Barney gets the sense that Mo is thinking about him, which will fit perfectly in his next novel, An Ale of Two Cities.
Can't wait for that one. With his mind firmly made up, Mo sends a text asking someone to come alone to the Mono house. He then types, Mohair house, then Millhouse, blaming autocorrect. At the grocery store checkout, Marge receives that text, causing her to have a confused look. The store employee comments on Marge's befuddled face, causing Marge to ask if she's a cashier or a psychiatrist. The checker explains that she was a therapist until she lost her license for underprescribing meds.
I'm glad that they put in a Millhouse joke because the title, Moho House, sounds so close to Millhouse, so I'm glad it was there. That was a good autocorrect joke, so I approve. Marge takes the glass elevator to the top floor of the new high-rise where she is greeted by Mo, who wasn't sure she'd come, so Stogie describes the situation in a song, so Mo suggests they go to someplace private, but as Stogie adds, there are cameras everywhere. Finally, in a quiet space, Mo tells Marge why he invited her to the Moho house.
I needed to see you.
You're supposed to be my friend, Mo. How could you meet my wife behind my back?
I did it because I'm your friend, Homer, and that's why I invited you here. To tell you that if you don't treat this woman right, someone's gonna take her away. Now, it won't be me, but you don't leave the lid off a pickle jar like her. Right, Midge?
First of all, it's Marge.
No, I know. I don't know what my deal is with that.
But you're right about everything else. Marge, I treasure you. And to prove it, here's something I drew last night.
I do like how Mo is aware that her name is Marge. And it's like, yeah, I just don't know what's wrong with me.
Sometimes we all have a thing. Like, I got two new coworkers. One is named Mac. The other one named is Zach. That's confusing.
Who's the bigger one, Mac or Zach?
Zach.
So just call Zach Bitey. That's what you call the big one.
Oh, yeah, I call the big one Bitey. Perfect.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
That doesn't solve any problems of yours.
Oh, you have no idea. As the Carpenter's Close to You plays, Homer presents Marge with a flip book that he drew showing he and Marge meeting, hopping in a car, then taking a rocket ship to the moon, followed by the end, I hope not, and then the Gracie Films logo that appears at the very end of each episode. Shh. Homer admits that they may not have achieved all of their dreams, but the day he met Marge, he had dreams. This is a great line.
Yeah. And the inclusion of the Gracie Films logo. I like that. I loved little flip books as a kid. I had a couple of them.
Very
They're
cool.
Neat. Yeah. So the newly reunited couple kiss, and Mo is left to say that someday he'll find love. And that day isn't today. And so he walks through Moho House, passing by several attractive single ladies, sad that he's all alone. Hasn't he already met Mo? What's her name?
Maya.
Maya.
Yeah. I don't know where Maya is. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. They're not married yet.
No, I think she hasn't come back yet.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, Nigel and Burns watch as Marge and Homer embrace. Monty is touched by the sweet moment, and Nigel hands him a check, admitting defeat. Smithers then walks in, asks Monty who he's talking to. Burns gestures to Nigel, who's not in the room. So leading Waylon to believe that his boss is imagining people, Burns holds up the check as evidence, but Smithers tells him it's a coupon for frozen yogurt.
So Burns rips up the check just as Nigel returns from the bathroom. Smithers tells Nigel that there's no need to pay Monty. He'll be okay. This is Waylon's subtle way of getting revenge for being a pawn in a wager between two rich old men. Nigel then kisses Smithers on the lips, and the camera pans to a collection of black and white photos from the past. Mo is shining in all of them, including the one in the center from the July 4th ball in 1921. But in the photo, Mo comes to life to remark that the Moho house was just built.
So Stogie sings another song that describes exactly what's happening on screen. Homer and Marge dance. And Scratchy fights with Dead or Tatum. Smithers finally gets his mother her birthday gift. Krusty fishes a drunken Mr. Teeny out of the Moho House fish tank. And Patty and Selma enjoy some cigarettes, cigars, and a hookah. Oh, and an oxygen tank. The high-rise is demolished, and Mo returns to his hellhole, delighting Barney. And that's the ending of the episode, except for, of course, this tag.
Okay, sir, we've revised my contract so you can no longer proffer me in a wager, throw me in a volcano, use me as a chew toy for your tiger.
No, Sabu will be disappointed.
Use me as a human Christmas ornament, or jack-o'-lantern lit. But I still agree to be mummified with you if you pass.
Excellent.
It's good to be back.
I like that he can be a jack-o'-lantern unlit.
And Monty's stamp signature is a skull and crossbones. It's very funny.
It's fitting. And yeah, so that is our episode. Let's think about what we just saw and take a break. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Let's finish up our discussion of Moho House. We'll talk about the scenes that we liked, the things that made us laugh, maybe a most valuable jokester, and our general thoughts on the episode. And then we'll find out what we're watching next week. But before we do all of that, we like to give our co-hosts some gifts from the episode that we think they might appreciate. And Craig, I've got some things for you. First of all, I got you a tiny green hat so you can celebrate St. Patrick's Day all year round. And then, I guess, kind of keeping on theme, I got you a box of drunken donuts. I got you a bottle of 3 o'clock vodka, because, it's the answer. I got you an evidence box full of jewelry. And if you look behind the tree, Craig, there's one more gift for you. That's right, I got you a Chia Pet.
Is it an actual Simpsons one, or is it like a shitty, Grogu one?
No, it's Lucille Ball.
Why is it just her nether region? Oh.
Yeah.
I assumed the carpets match the drapes, but no.
I mean, orange and green are complementary colors.
Go well with my St. Patrick's Day hat.
There you go.
Steve, I got you a couple things as well. I got you a beat-up Flanders mailbox, complete with a baby inside. I got you Marge's little negligee for yourself, not for your wife, so you can wear it for her.
Sexy.
I got you 2 balloons. One that says sorry, and one says, Craig, congratulations, graduate.
Nice.
Here's 2 tickets to the baseball game if you want to go with me.
As long as you sing that song.
I will. I'm a little disappointed you didn't get this for me, but I got you 3 dozen wings.
I almost did.
And finally, here's a flip book of you and me holding hands, and then at the end, the Gracie Films logo appears.
Very nice. Thank you, Craig. What did you think of the episode? Who made you laugh? What made you laugh? What'd you like? What you didn't like? What'd you think?
So I think MVJ might go to Lenny. He was pretty good in this in the beginning, that he was bad at his job of the lookout when Burns comes in. He was a little late on that. And then when him not leaving when Marge is at work, another great Lenny line. So Lenny was pretty good in that. And then maybe I like the vibes Nigel gives off, and just because I like the Michael York, I think he's funny. And Barney, he has some sweet moments in this as well as MBJ. I probably discussed on the scenes that were funny. Obviously, there's a lot of depressing stuff, but the funny stuff comes after the depressing stuff, like when Marge is reading that magazine. It's really good. And less figuring out, wait, is Itchy real? How can be, right? And of course, the flip book I thought was funny, and a little bit of the banter between Smithers and him his contract. As for the episode itself, as someone of Jeff Martin, like his caliber of Simpsons episode writing, and then him coming 20 years later, it seems like he doesn't know the Simpsons anymore. Like, this is a Homer that isn't really in that like jerk ass situation. He's aloof, yeah, but we've seen Homer, I think, do worse things.
Mm-hmm.
And Marge is like the camel broke the straw broke the camel's back, or whatever the phrase is. She is let down the most, I think, in this episode I've ever seen. And it is a super depressing episode because of Marge. Now, making it seem like it's her fault. It's not her fault. And I get the whole, the rich man wagering a bet, trading places type of storyline, which I feel like at this point is kind of a tired storyline. And have they not done that before? I don't think they have, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I understand this episode. You always have to have like the Marge and Homer breakup episode. I'm just not happy about it because it is a sad episode. Okay, we watched it for completionists, but this is definitely not an episode I would want to rewatch because of that like depressing aspect of this episode. Well, there is like some funny moments. I just don't think it hits because you get like a little too much of the seriousness, and then when you come back with some of the jokes, it does help, right? Like,
yeah,
like with like the Shining joke, I think is fine. But again, I think the Shining stuff, I think we've seen a lot of, and the whole time of like Moe and Marge, like him trying to hook up with. I'm kind of sick of that storyline too.
Yeah, because, like, really, what does Moe have to offer Marge?
I don't think it's that. It's just, I don't think Marge would ever really date Moe. It doesn't seem right. I don't know. If I'm going to give this a ranking, Steve, and I'm going to, the Moho house, like we said, is a reference of the Soho house. And I went to see, we do have a Soho house here in Portland. And I had decided to look up the pricing. Guesstimates, I guess, Steve. The membership I'm asking for is Soho House in Portland. It's like a club, right? With rooms, and I don't know anything about the Soho House. It sounds rich, right?
Yeah.
It's like a country club, but in a building without golf.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a quarterly cost and an annual cost. You have to pay both. I guess that just means it's broken down. So quarterly cost is $1,225, and the annual cost is $4,900. So you're looking for it's about like $5,000 a year to be a member of the Soho House in Portland, with a one-off introduction fee of only $1,000. Steve.
Oh, that's not. Yeah.
So out of let's say $5,000, I'd buy this for $1, as they say in RoboCop.
Yes.
How about you, Steve?
Very fair assessment. The emotional stakes that this episode offers, I have to say, are effective. Like, I was affected by this episode. It really bummed me out. Marge crying all night long while Homer just sleeps carelessly really hurt me. Homer presenting a gift to Marge that only causes her to break out in tears, that really bummed me out. As you talked about, we've seen the Homer-Marge dynamic, and this just feels like really tone deaf. It felt like I wasn't watching The Simpsons. And it also made me wonder, like, maybe a bleak narrative in my head. So Jeff Martin hadn't written The Simpsons for 20 years. And he comes back, and this is the second episode he wrote, but this is an episode that he wrote after that. And then the 2 episodes after this one, he wrote with his kids. So I'm thinking that this is him working out his own therapy, maybe. And maybe his own marriage, not so hot. And so he wrote this one to try and work out his own feelings. And then maybe there was a split. And then he felt like, oh, God, I got to get back with my family. So he wrote an episode with each one of his daughters. That's all here conjecture. I made that all up, but just a thought. All that being said, there were some fun points. I do like the flip book. I really like the Nigel Smithers dynamic, and I like Smithers' plotline. I think that's fun. I think it's a little weird that Mr. Burns is the one who believes in true love. I know that he's had relationships before, but it just doesn't why is he like the guy who's representing emotional stability and like love? It's weird. Also, like you said, the rich men betting on other people's lives is gross and a little tired. I don't know, like this is not one that I want to revisit. Like I feel like in recent weeks we may have had some stinkers, and this one is not awful, but it just feels tonally really weird. I really miss the kids in the episode. I like seeing Maggie in the mailbox. That was cute. But Bart had one line, and I just think overall, I think it's well done if it wasn't The Simpsons, but it just feels so like mean-spirited and like just depressing that it's not what I want to get out of The Simpsons. I'm not saying The Simpsons can't ever deal with emotions, but like this is just so heavy and so sad that I don't want Homer and Marge to be that. I think it works on some levels, but ultimately not for me. And so if I had to give it a numerical ranking, the reason why I didn't give you any wings is because that is my metric, because out of 3 dozen wings, I'm going to give this the one that Homer didn't get. It's an interesting watch one time around, but it's not something that I will ever be revisiting again.
Yeah, I think you're right about it. It's not a horrible episode. It's perfectly put together, but you're right. It's just the subject matter. And when we see those Homer and Marge episodes where they are fighting or breaking up, it's not as bad as when we see like the effects of Marge in this episode. And, maybe we're uncomfortable with that because that's the truth of like of people in general. Like that's a lot of people deal with that. But this is a cartoon where we're supposed to laugh and not think about our own problems with our relationships, if that is a thing.
Yeah, like I don't feel like I'm in their situation, but like it feels almost too real for The Simpsons. Like this is something that could happen. So yeah,
this should have been a Family Ties episode.
Oof, man, I don't want to see Elise cry because Steven just tosses and turns.
This should have been a Cosby Show episode.
that tracks. Although it is kind of funny to have Cosby the one sleeping. And
like if this was the same plot to a Married with Children episode, and we would be laughing our asses off.
That's the episode that I want to see. Yes.
Yeah.
No, Peg.
So just take the script and make it a Married with Children episode, and then we're good.
Yeah, I could definitely see Al bringing home 2 balloons. One of them says, "Congratulations." Yeah. No, that you're absolutely right. This is a great episode of Married with Children. Fox Sunday, you've done it again. All
right.
And to see if they'll do it yet again, we need to find out what we're watching next week. And to do that, we're going to need our good friend, the Wheel of Random. So let's give it a spin to see which season we're in. Boop.
Don't, woohoo! Don't, woohoo!
Alrighty, we have season 26. Alright, let's give it another spin to see which episode we're watching. Boop.
Don't, woohoo! Don't, woohoo!
Episode 3, season 26, episode 3. Now, Craig, what do you think the title of that is?
Well, if this was Moho House, which is a parody of Soho House,
south of Houston,
then I'm going to say this is a parody of another private club, and that is based off of a club in San Francisco called The Battery. And this episode will be called The Bartery.
Ooh, I like that. I would definitely watch that episode, but sadly, no. The title of next week's episode is Super Franchise Me. What do you think that's about, Craig?
Super Franchise Me. It reminds me of that movie, Super Size Me, which was all lies.
It's true.
And didn't he died recently, the guy, Spurlock, right?
Yeah, and he also canceled himself.
Oh, right. He Me-Too'd himself because, yeah. I forget. Did he pass away of like COVID or something recent? I forget.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We're not talking about that. But I'm going to say that Krusty, I think, it's a Krusty episode, and he wants to franchise more Krusty episode or Krusty burgers because it's only like, in certain parts of the country. I know we've seen it like in offshore rigs, but this time he's really going strong with Krusty Burger. He wants to make Krusty burgers. He also wants to make Krusty Bells, like a Taco Bell.
Okay, yeah.
Krusty King, Krusty Queen, Del Cresto.
Krusty in the Box. Krusty Juniors or Krusties on the East Coast.
Hard Krusties.
Ew. Yeah.
White Krusties. And Krusty Castle. Give them both.
Yeah.
Krusty Time.
Oh, yeah.
This is fun. I enjoy coming up with all these new Krusty places. But he uses Lisa because Lisa does a project in school, and he gets the idea, and it's kind of like the episode with Lisa and Mr. Burns and the little Lisa slurry things. It's kind of like that. Betrayal, blah blah blah, and then the B story. Marge and Bart take up skeet shooting.
Ooh, fun. I liked your episode. This sounds like a good time, but no, this is a wholly original idea because Marge opens up a sandwich franchise. And after her sandwiches become a huge success at Springfield Elementary, but then running a day-to-day at this store proves challenging, especially when the same franchise opens another location across the street.
It's always across the street.
Always across the street. So it was written by Bill Odenkirk. It came out on October 12th, 2014. Do you have memory of this episode?
0.
Me too. But I'm excited to see it, and we're excited that you can hear it as well, listeners. And we want to hear from you. You can contact us on the socials like your Threads or your Instagram or your YouTube at 138simpsons, or you can always email us at 138simpsons@gmail.com.
And don't forget to sign up for a Patreon today. It's only $5 a month, and each week you get a bonus episode. That could be anything, like us reviewing a Golden Age episode of The Simpsons, or us reviewing a television show that has Simpsons connections, or a movie with Simpsons connections, or just our Annoyed Grunt Boys, where we talk about the day of pop culture. It's just $5 a month. Annoyed Grunt Boys. That's right. Patreon.com/Annoyed Grunt Boys.
Yes, and hey, if you're so kind, you're your favorite podcatching app, leave us 5 stars or the equivalent. Write a review, but it doesn't need to be an actual review. Just tell us what you would wager with your old rich man friends about.
And don't forget to go to tpublic.com/user/Annoyed Grunt Boys for some Annoyed Grunt Boy merch.
Alrighty. Thank you so much again for listening. For this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And remember, I've changed before. I lost my hair and I got fat.
You're as aloof as Steve Martin.
'Cause he's 1, 2, 3 guys in one at the baseball church.